pregnant for my brother. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the test strip in my hand. The two faint lines looked back at me like a secret I couldn't run away from. My chest tightened, and my hands shook. I wanted to cry, but no sound came out. For days I had been feeling sick, weak, and restless, but I never thought it would come to this. Now the truth was staring at me, and I didn't even know where to start. Every time I saw him around the house, my heart pounded faster. He walked past me like nothing was wrong, like there was no hidden weight pressing down on my chest. His laughter filled the rooms, and I wondered how he managed to stay so calm while I was falling apart. I wanted to hate him for it, but I couldn't. The bond between us was complicated, built on years of shared pain, loneliness, and secrets no one else would understand. Late at night, when the house was quiet, I replayed the moments in my head. It wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't planned. It was one of those nights when emotions took control, when comfort turned into something else. We never spoke about it afterward. We just carried on with life like nothing had happened. But my body refused to keep the secret anymore. The little life growing inside me was proof of everything we tried to bury. I thought about telling someone, maybe my best friend, maybe even my mother, but the words stuck in my throat. What would I say? How could I explain it? No one would understand. They would look at me with disgust, with shame, with judgment. So I stayed quiet, carrying the burden alone. At school, I forced smiles, answered questions, and pretended I was fine. But every time I looked in the mirror, I saw the fear growing bigger, just like the secret inside me. He must have noticed the change in me. Sometimes his eyes lingered too long, like he wanted to ask but didn't dare. Once, he almost said something, but stopped himself, biting down on his lip and walking away. That silence was worse than any words. I wanted him to take responsibility, to say we would figure it out together. But he kept living his life as if mine wasn't falling apart. And that hurt more than anything else. At night, I lay awake, whispering to the little life in my belly. I told it things I couldn't tell anyone else. That I was scared, that I didn't know if I was strong enough, that I didn't know what kind of world it was entering. I wondered if I would ever be able to love it without remembering the secret behind its existence. Tears soaked my pillow as I prayed for answers that never came. One evening, when the rain beat hard against the windows, I found the courage to speak. My voice shook, but I said it anyway, I'm pregnant. His face froze, all color draining from it. He didn't speak right away, and the silence stretched like a knife cutting between us. Finally, he whispered, "Are you sure?" I nodded, holding back tears. His hands trembled as he ran them through his hair, pacing the room like a trapped animal. For the first time, I saw the fear in him too. The days that followed were heavy with unspoken words. We avoided each other, yet the distance felt louder than ever. When our eyes met, there was guilt, shame, and something else neither of us could name. But then he reminded me of the truth we both often forgot: we were not blood. We were both adopted, raised in the same home but carrying different pasts. Somehow that made things even more confusing, because the walls we thought should separate us had never really been there. One evening, he took my hand and said we should tell our parents. My heart raced, but he stayed close, his arm firm around my shoulders as we sat him down. The words poured out between shaky breaths, and silence filled the room when the truth landed. Our parents were shocked, but they didn't turn away. They reminded us that adoption had made us family, but love and responsibility meant facing things together. From that night on, he stayed by my side, walking me to appointments, carrying my worries, and promising I wouldn't go through it alone. For the first time in weeks, I felt safe, because even in the middle of our mess, he chose to stand with me.